Hey everyone! So I am so excited and I apologize for the noise. There's construction behind me. But I am today going on the Sony Pictures tour here in Los Angeles. I'm not going to be allowed to film, so I'm just going to show you some pictures of it. But Sony also owns the old movie studios of MGM. So I'm really excited to see that aspect of it. The former talent agent in me, my love is the old Hollywood. So I'm super excited to be here and just to see, what it is that they're going to be showing us here at the studios. Every time I've ever been out to LA as a talent agent, I've actually never had the opportunity to come to the studios. So this is my first chance of actually getting to see the studios. So it is really exciting to me, and I'm super happy to be here. So hopefully you like my pictures.
The Sony Studios Tour is a 2-hour tour that runs Monday through Friday, and tickets can be bought online for $55. I'll leave the link in the description. As you walk through this historic studio, you find yourself walking amongst the same paths of some of Hollywood's greatest actors and directors, and settings that were once home to iconic films like The Wizard of Oz, Singing in the Rain, Men in Black, and Spider-Man. And don't forget about your favorite game shows such as Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune. Today, Sony Pictures currently houses the division's film studios such as Columbia Pictures, TriStar Pictures, and Screen Gems. But their studio has a long history that dates back to 1912, when the lot was first established by Thomas H. Ince, a pioneer in the film industry. And then, in 1919, Samuel Goldwyn acquired the property for his production company. In 1924, movie theater mogul Marcus Loew, owner of Loew's theater chain, had a problem. He had bought Metro Pictures Corporation in 1919 to supply films for his large theater chain, and then purchased Goldwyn Pictures in 1924 to improve the quality. However, he needed someone to oversee his new Hollywood operation, and so he approached Louis B. Mayer. On April 17, 1924, Marcus Loew organized the mergers and acquisitions between Metro Goldwyn and L.B. Mayer Productions. L.B. became VP in charge of production, and then made Irving Thalberg head of production. MGM occupied 3 lots covering 180 acres in Culver City from 1924 to 1986. They produced more than 100 films in its first 2 years, and some of the most famous films in Hollywood history, including The Wizard of Oz, Singing in the Rain, and Ben-Hur. MGM Studios remained a part of the Loew's theater chain until the late 1940s, when the majors had to split off from distribution chains because of antitrust issues and block booking that locked out small studios and producers. In 1986, Sony purchased MGM UA Communications Company, which included the Culver City Studios. Sony renamed the studio complex Sony Pictures Studios and began producing their own films and television shows under the Columbia Pictures, which they acquired in September 28, 1989, TriStar Pictures, and Screen Gems labels. Today, MGM is physically no longer a studio, but a production company with a sizable film library from many sources owned by Amazon. The tour begins with a brief movie where they do cover the history of the studios, and then you're off to check out some film and TV memorabilia of props, costumes, and a replicated set of Jerry's apartment from Seinfeld. What was going to make my visit different from others was the fact that the strike was still going on, and actually people were protesting outside the front entrance of the studios. This would mean that no active production at this time would be taking place. We peeked into a few sound stages, including the famous Stage 27, which served as Munchkinland in the production of The Wizard of Oz. And that yellow box is actually the trapdoor where the Wicked Witch of the West first appears. Our next stop was in front of the Wheel of Fortune set, but they were filming, so we were unable to visit. And then onto the set of Jeopardy, now named the Alex Trebek Studio. Inside this building, there are 3 podiums set up for photo ops, plus several tributes to Jeopardy and Alex Trebek, including the show's Emmys from over the years. You'll also walk away with your very own Jeopardy souvenir. And by the way, if you're interested in being an audience member of the game shows, you can actually just apply right on their website. It's free. In many of the areas, photos were not allowed because it was a working studio. But I really enjoyed seeing some of the post-production facilities, such as the Barbra Streisand scoring stage, the studio where the actors do looping, and where the Foley artists do their incredible sound effects. Aside from our visit to the Sony gift shop, our last stop was to see some of the vehicles used in some film and TV shows for some photo ops. They had the Ghostbusters vehicle, a car from Talladega Nights, and the RV and SUV from Breaking Bad. I do wish that I was able to see more, especially anything that was from the old MGM Studios era, but for me, being immersed in even the smallest snippet of the studios made me so happy. If you are visiting the Los Angeles area, I highly recommend visiting the studios. Make sure that you're subscribed because there is more LA and downtown Disney to come. See you next time.